Coming up on the Rawder Kidula Show.
Naturally, your healing processes. Woof. My experience.
Yeah.
Again, I share from my personal experience. My doctor told me, you will experience some symptoms of menopause. I had no idea what menopause was. My mother had not had
And the
menopause.
symptoms.
I had no idea. So the only thing I used to think of was hot flashes.
Yeah. What are
Most
hot
people-
flashes?
So hot flashes, I like being graphic.
Yeah.
It's like someone who has heat somewhere in their hand and they slap you with it. Like, poof.
I have had hot flashes.
Coming up,
If a man does not take care, around that time, he goes to look for a young girl to boost the adrenaline.
How? And they're sexually down.
Because he has money, so these young girls want money and he wants ego boosting.
Oh.
Why do these young girls go for the old men?
For money
That's it.
and diseases. You just keep going. Hello there. This is the last Monday of the month. And you know how it goes. So welcome to the Rawder Kidula Show. If you've not subscribed, seriously. Like, hata wewe mwenyewe, really. So if you're consuming this content and you haven't subscribed, you are not a good person. I don't know what to say, but please subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for the support, for the questions, for sharing our videos. And yeah, I am not sick. I've been laughing a lot because we have the amazing Carol, your health coach, on set today. How are you?
I'm fine.
You're looking... Come, Jemo. We have to show the heels before you interrupt the show. We just show off. Lift up. Yeah, that camera.
I cannot not show my shoes.
Yes, please. Because you will interrupt this show because of the
I will
heels.
look for a way of connecting
Yes,
to the shoes.
to the shoes. How have you been?
40 this year, so weird.
It is that year.
It's that year.
And you said you're celebrating the whole year. We are looking forward to Kusumbuliwa.
Yes.
Yeah, so she's Carol, your health coach. If you'd like an appointment with her, the number is always on the first comment of the video, on the description of the video, on the screen. If you need any product you're going to talk about, reach out to that number as well. So here we get healthy and stay healthy. What am I taking? Kombucha.
Always. Ginger flavor.
Ginger flavored kombucha, which is my favorite.
Yes.
I love hibiscus, but I love hibiscus tea.
Okay.
But for kombucha, I prefer ginger. Yes.
I have a test. I'm not. Is it a test? A confession about this kombucha. Confessions.
Please confess.
It's a good confession.
Oh, good one. You know, I'm the one drinking it and you want to confess things,
because
but
it cannot spend the night in my house and I get some sleep. Anytime I remember it's there, I'll wake up and go drink it. Because it's just
this thing is sweet.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like ooh.
After laughing, and I'm also taking kombucha. Okay.
So kombucha for the person who is watching for the first time, kombucha is a probiotic.
Yeah.
Probiotics help your gut to have the good and the your gut has good and the bad bacteria, but sometimes the bad one they will always sometimes outshine.
Yeah.
Like for example, if you're used to eating street food.
Street food, smocha, and smokies.
You might find that the gut bacteria have an imbalance because they are the maybe like the onion was cut like in the morning and you're eating it.
Don't say that.
Maybe the hands were not clean. I'm not discouraging, but if you are to take that kachumbari, please take it when it's fresh. Take it when it's there.
Now, how will I know it's
Now
fresh?
that's the problem. So you will find that if you take dirty water, your stomach, your gut bacteria can be have an imbalance. If you take over refrigerated food, now it seems like
over refrigerated food.
There are people who make food and put it in their fridges for 3 to 4 months.
In the freezer, it's okay.
Yes, but I'm talking about
the fridge.
Who eat that rice that the leftovers.
That rice goes slaps.
Some cow.
That's karai slaps. Oh, so that.
So you can have an imbalance of bacteria.
Okay.
We cut fruits.
Yeah.
Sometimes we cut a fruit
Apple.
now, and then you'll eat, I think, tomorrow. And people from my community are highly accused because during Rawder Show, we'll always give you a watermelon on top of the food.
Oh, yes.
What time is that watermelon cut?
In the morning.
Before the bread is even ready.
Yes, and we eat it at 4 p.m.
Together with hot food.
Yes.
That's a topic for another day.
So kombucha
probiotic
for my gut.
Yes, probiotic is not, kombucha is just one of the many other probiotics. We have sauerkraut, kimchi, kefir,
Tepache.
you know all those things. But I love kombucha because it has more probiotics. Like we have done a check for the probiotics, they are high. So people with H. pylori, they just...
And it's only 500 shillings, guys.
And not H. pylori, high H. pylori. All of us have H. pylori. It's just 500 shillings. And it's a good juice. There's someone who gave me a testimony how they stopped being addicted to carbonated drinks.
Yes.
There are people who are addicted.
And now they are taking kombucha.
Now they take kombucha.
Guys, we're not here to talk about the gut today.
Yes.
Today, we are talking about menopause. What's menopause stroke? For men, it's?
Andropause.
Andropause. Menopause and andropause. So, please define what that is and why people get scared. Oh, menopause is almost here.
Actually, on my way here, I was just praying that God will help us to bring this topic out in a way that will not scare women.
Oh,
because
yes.
most women have been coming to my office so scared.
Scared of menopause.
Because when we talk about menopause, I think people take the negatives.
Yeah.
I think I'll start with the positive.
Is there a positive?
Oh, yes, there is.
Me, I have one.
Which is?
You can have sex without getting pregnant.
I knew that would
You don't need a contraceptive. You don't need anything when you're in right?
You can have sex 365 days in a year.
How is libido for women in menopause?
Depends. So now, disclaimer, menopause, andropause, it is a natural process unless if it is interrupted. Like for me, I went through menopause and it was not natural. It was a premature menopause. Premature menopause is when now it is, for one or another reason, it was ignited when it was not time.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe someone had cervical cancer like I did. Maybe someone had fibroids. Maybe someone had, an accident. Anything.
Oh, yeah.
It's not always that you go through the whole natural process. Like for example, when I went through hysterectomy, my doctor was very kind, and because I was very young, he was like, your body will go crazy.
Yes.
You are 27, your body is still healthy and strong. My body would go crazy. So he really helped me to curb for me not to go through a full-blown menopause immediately. Otherwise, imagine if everything had been cut out and then I'm left. See how I've gone?
Yeah.
So I also had to go through hormonal therapy, and that's now I learned later is why he left one of my ovaries.
Oh.
He was very kind to me. But there are those women, like yesterday, I had a client in my office, and this one, I'm going to look at the camera. Please beg any medical professional.
Yes.
I had a lady from, I think, Kericho. She's in her 60s. And several years back, her husband took her to the hospital. And then, because she is not literate, her husband walked in, talked to the doctor, signed a paper, told the wife, stay there, I'm coming, they will give you some medication. Just because she had given birth to 4 children and the husband didn't want another child. And then left the wife there, and he went home. So the wife was admitted in hospital. The following day, like I told her, please explain to me how that day was.
Yes.
The following day, she sat there. She was given food. She doesn't know what she's there for. The following day, she was picked, rolled to theater. She walked in. She was just looking around and wondering
what is going to.
Then she was told, this is where we are going to give you medication. Then 1 minute, 2 minutes anesthesia. She slept, and she woke up with pain and a wound.
What did they do?
They removed her uterus.
No.
Yes. I want to ask you, as a doctor, why would you do that to a soul, a human walking being? Why would you not explain that?
And the woman did
first
not
case I've
have a clue.
She didn't have a clue what was happening. This is not the first case. I think 2 years ago, I received another one of a 70-year-old who had been brought by her children. So her children were so worried. Mom is not eating. She had irritable bowel syndrome. Some of the biggest cause of irritable bowel syndrome is stress. So when we were talking, I noticed she could not speak in Swahili. She was now from that village. I noticed her children, there were like 8 of them. They had come to my office. They were speaking in English.
Yeah.
I noticed she's not talking. It's them who are telling me her story.
Yes.
Then in between they said, April, we had a hysterectomy. I told them, hold on. We. Then they said, oh, no, we thought it was right. I just told the children, please get out of my office. Leave me with mom.
Yeah.
And then we started talking. I told her, imagine how my uterus left. And then she told me her greatest pain is that they took away a part of her body without telling her. Do you know, by the time she was leaving my office, she had not gone for a long call for 3 months. By the time she had left leaving my office, I gave her some Simos. We talked. She released the stress. She went for a long call. So some of these things I'm talking about a hysterectomy. I know we had a show and we talked about hysterectomy.
Yes.
Those are just 2 cases I've cited. I have had several. I think the other one that traumatized me the other day is when a lady was going through childbirth. It was premature, and the doctor somehow messed up everything and cut the intestines and removed the uterus and did. That girl, I looked at her and I'm like, what are you telling me? Yes.
That's
so
a doctor.
She has a wound from here to here. And I'm asking, what? How? Anywho. But we of course have those good doctors. But if you are there and maybe hysterectomy happened and you didn't, either you did not consent, because even myself, I had to consent. So imagine now this woman, now like the lady I had yesterday, told me, mwili yangu ilibadilika tu.
Yeah, her body changed.
She didn't understand
anything.
Her body so what happens is when you have premature menopause, your body, and even when you have the mature
natural one,
your body will change. And the simple ways, I'll start with the premature because that is, I think it has less literature. Because one, it was ignited by something.
Something happened,
So naturally, your healing processes. My experience. Again, I share from my personal experience. My doctor told me, you will experience some symptoms of menopause. I had no idea what menopause was. My mother had not had
and the symptoms.
I had no idea. So the only thing I used to think of was hot flashes.
What are hot flashes?
So hot flashes, I like being graphic. It's like someone who has heat somewhere in their hand and they slap you with it. Like, poof.
I have had hot flashes.
So you're seated there, something just beats you, and that.
Oh no, I have not had hot flashes. You're explaining.
Heat from internal, from external. Like, have you seen women doing this?
Yes.
It's like you're not even breathing. It's heat.
How frequent?
Sometimes it can come as it pleases. I'll explain to you why.
Is it external or internal?
It's something that I cannot explain, Rhoda. It's not like the sun, when the sun is hot. Okay. Do you see when you go to warm places like Mombasa, you just came from, like for example, you are in Nairobi, you flew to Mombasa, landed at Moi International Airport, see, it just beats you like, whoo. Or you are flying.
But the environment at that time is not even hot.
Yes. But now you didn't expect anything. It's like you're just coming from a plane, you are landed and boom. You went to Dubai and boom, the heat. But now it's double or triple or 4 times because it's coming from inside. Your heart beats too much. You don't even know what to do. You feel like you want to remove all the clothes.
That's not the heat we are feeling right now in Nairobi.
No. And it can come for 1 minute, it can come for 5 minutes, it can come for seconds, and then it can come for
If
30
you've
minutes.
experienced the hot flashes, please let us know.
Yes.
Describe it in your own way.
Then there are those who will sweat.
Yeah.
You'll see sweat coming. Drew. For me, I was not sweating per se during the day. My sweats were crazy at night. Nearly you wake up and the bed is wet. Literally. To date, I have a mattress cover. To date, I sleep with a mattress cover, a bed sheet and a bed sheet. Because I don't know which day I will sweat. But I'll teach you how I have learned to know when I am possibly about to sweat.
It still happens?
Yes, it still
Wait.
happens. Because I'm postmenopausal.
I thought menopause is a season.
So menopause has 3 stages.
Okay.
The first one is when the body is slowly, now this is the natural one, slowly preparing you that the menopause is just about to come. Most women suffer in the first stage more than any other stage.
What is menopause?
Menopause is the natural way of God telling you cannot, you are done conceiving.
Conceiving.
So
Your
the
eggs are
ovaries-
done.
The ovaries stop the process that they were used to having.
Oh,
So
yes.
they will no longer mature the ova.
Okay.
So you are done.
You're done.
Yes, God is giving you some good rest, and it's time for you to just love yourself and just be you.
And have sex without getting pregnant. They have not had that.
Exciting, you see.
There's nothing that I don't like having sex in with stress,
Without stressing.
with thinking,
my-
yeah, I don't like that thing.
Okay, I was about to say.
No, what were you about to say? So now menopause is the gift.
It is a gift. It's actually a gift. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Only when, and menopause will become beautiful when the woman accepts it,
Yes.
acknowledges it, and watches herself as she goes through it. 2 things. One, I compare menopause. When menopause is happening, the first stage of menopause is when the body is being told, from when you were 16 or 17,
Yes.
you were producing eggs, and the body is told this is not how you'll do it. So imagine the miscommunication, the confusion in your body. When the thyroid is telling the pituitary gland to do this, and then the body is saying no. So I always say it sounds bad because there is a fight
Oh, yes.
in your body as the hormones are saying no, we are used to releasing. The estrogen starts going down.
Yes.
Some women or most women's testosterone starts coming up. And explain to you how the testosterone affects you. And so there is a fight in your body. And what do you do during a fight? You can either join in that fight or you can sit back and watch the fight happening.
Yes.
The same thing we talked about when we were talking about pregnancy.
Pregnancy, yes.
When you are not aware of how the pregnancy will take you, you just sit back and watch.
And
the
watch.
journey. So menopause becomes difficult if you start fighting that fight.
Oh.
If you become a part of that fight. It's a natural process. So why are you fighting?
So you let it.
Just let it. Wake up in the morning, find yourself with headaches and say, oh wow, today we woke up with a headache. Okay,
It's
fine.
okay.
Drink some water, sleep, do whatever
whatever.
the body wants.
Yeah.
Okay, that is so premenopause or perimenopause. There's some people who call it perimenopause, others premenopause. The body is trying to fight. The body is trying to figure out. It's just like adolescence. You remember now when the breasts were growing?
Yeah.
Your body was your mood swings were all over.
Oh, yes.
It's actually almost the same thing.
same.
Some perimenopause, when a woman is not ready and is not thinking, they'll catch themselves moody. They'll catch themselves hungry, and you craving smocha, you craving,
Really?
you're craving sugar, some funny cravings.
Yes.
Then you'll find your nails chipping, your hair. Some women, the hair will start falling, including these ones.
Oh.
Then other women will have excess hair growing, and then sometimes you feel depressed. Yeah, there are those women who get even depressed. You are so fatigued. Your muscles are tired. But now it has not hit you what is happening
in your
So
body.
what do most women do? Headache, hospital.
Yes.
Stomachache, hospital. So you're taking medication for headache, for stomachache, for muscle spasms, for everything.
Yeah.
But
And doing pregnancy tests.
and doing even those pregnancies, even nauseated and sijui, I don't know, you're feeling like, then you're feeling, why am I sweating like this?
Yes.
I don't know what is wrong. Because after some women get cold flashes, there's an opposite of hot
flashes.
The
Oh.
cold flashes. so cold, especially your feet and your hands. You wear socks, it becomes too hot. You remove the socks, it becomes too cold. You cover yourself.
How
in
long
the
are we
blanket.
going through this?
It depends with your body.
Well,
There are some people who go through it.
God, remember me.
I've met someone who goes through perimenopause for 15 years. 15! Like her life has just
What can I do now to make sure
That you don't-
it doesn't last that long?
I won't tell you that what I'll tell you will guarantee you that it won't long, because we don't know how long yours will last.
Okay.
However, menopause, the second thing I was about to say is that menopause is a time of your life when God is reminding you to refresh yourself, to refill yourself. So the rest of the time you've been refilling your children, your
Yes.
husband, your church. This is the time that God is calling every woman, sit down and refill
yourself.
Guess what happens? Every childbirth you've had, so you've given out some calcium
Yes.
to your babies. That is when your teeth start aching, your back start aching, your knees start aching, osteoarthritis starts walking
I
on
can't
you.
even have sex.
So the body remembers that which that you have already given out. And so the answer to menopause is refilling that which you have lost. That joy that you lost
Yeah.
doing this.
Running
life
after
and center,
children.
This is when you choose to be happy.
Yeah.
The magnesium that you have lost along the way, that is when the hair starts falling, the nails, the
Yes.
backaches, the muscle spasms. So the answer to menopause, to managing menopause, is refilling that which that God has that God has used on
Yes.
you. There's a story, there's a fact about flamingos. Flamingos, whenever you are watching flamingos, you find they are pink and beautiful.
Yes.
But there's always one that is that looks very pale and weak. Guess what? Flamingos are the only animals that God allowed us to see how much a woman gives to her children, because that one that looks so sluggish and slow and pale is a mother who has given birth. So every birth, every is a mother who has taken care of.
These are the ones
So
that you can
everything
see.
she has given out is now visible in her body.
In her
If
body.
we women were like flamingos, some of us would be walking like this because we've given out. Given out. So menopause is a chance for God to say,
Refill.
and He's very kind. So when we are talking about refilling, I want our audience to understand that the products, what you're drinking, is one of the refills.
Ah.
There is a woman who thinks this will work. When she's angry, she is bitter at everyone. She's unforgiving. The refilling includes even forgiving those people.
Yes.
It includes bitterness,
Letting
taking
go.
away, letting go of these things. So perimenopause, most women get stuck there because they are so confused. Because you don't know really what is
What's happening in
because
my
guess
body.
what? Your periods are still coming. For some women, yes, perimenopause, your periods are still coming.
Ah.
For some women, the bleeding becomes too much. For some women, the bleeding is a spot. For some women, it can disappear for 3 months, come back. So you're never sure. You're like, so when are you coming?
Oh, that's why some women also get surprise babies at 55.
Yes, because you're like, and then most people think you can't conceive when you start premenopause. You can.
Yeah.
The only time you cannot conceive is when now we get to the second stage. Of menopause. And we declare you menopausal fully when you have not had periods consistently for 12 months.
1 year.
Consistently. So they're not jumping, they're not so 1 year. They disappear, then we say, oh, finally.
Yeah.
Now you're in the second stage. Now you get to the third stage
Oh.
where I am post-menopausal. The body saying, oh, wow. Oh, so this is the new home. Okay, let's settle in. Now
Yes.
imagine the settling in. It's not as hard as perimenopause, but it's still there. But then post-menopausal, by that time, a woman has understood herself. And
her
she
body.
knows, I don't sleep well because of this. I don't like eating this and this and this because of this and this and this.
Yeah.
So it's a bit easier. It's not as bad as perimenopause. Now, let me shock you. There's a woman who will never understand what we're talking about. They just woke up and there were no periods and there's no pain and there's no thought flashes. There's
Nothing.
She's just a no. Just
Oh,
there.
God, remember me. I want
There's
that
a
one.
woman who will
Never understand. So it's just like periods, the way we were talking about some
Yes.
Some have the cramps, some don't have
Some
any
don't even
sign.
have any signs. Yes.
Oh.
So there's a woman who is watching us and wondering, what
What
do
is
people
that?
say? Then there's another one who is even at some point admitted to a hospital
Mm.
because she cannot be handled by any, like her body is just.
Yeah.
So menopause, how would you detect if you are perimenopause?
Yes.
I'll give you just, first of all, I love giving my personal experience. That's why sometimes, maybe there's someone who I so challenge some of these things, and you should invite some of these people to our show so that they can come.
No.
Sometimes I speak from my personal experience.
Oh yeah.
So if you don't agree,
you can come and give your own personal experience. Yeah.
So my experience, of course, I didn't go through perimenopause because now mine was just happened. Mine was now, for me, I think it was the peri becomes after menopause. Some of the symptoms is one. I've said
Hot
it's
flashes.
When it's either hot flash or
cold flash.
The other day I got a client in my office who was telling me, Karo nimerogwa. I'm like, what's up?
I have been
You
bewitched.
have been bewitched. My feet are too cold.
Oh, menopause.
So there's a hot or
Cold flashes.
and they can come both.
Oh.
There's a day I was going to Nairobi from Thika. I boarded a matatu. It was cold and it was raining.
Yeah.
But I was in like a vest, sweating. My friend, it was wet. And so I was looking like a crazy woman. Then I got to Nairobi and the cold flashes came. But yes, they can come either or both of them at the same time.
Do men?
Yes, we'll talk about men.
No,
Yes.
not even that. I'm now thinking about a man who is dealing with a woman who's going through.
Yes.
Do men know there is something called menopause?
I hope so. I really hope so because they need to. Because remember, even this woman doesn't know what is happening
in her own body, her moods, her emotions.
So the other symptoms are you can have, there are women who have beards.
Where?
Or overgrown hair. You find they have even chest hair.
Where?
So there's too much hair.
Yeah.
Then there's another woman whose hair just disappears.
It's not something like me, I have one here.
So you find beards. I know there's someone who is watching who knows.
Oh.
And you didn't have beard.
Oh, they've just showed up.
So first of all, you get so confused. Your self-esteem really goes down.
Yeah.
Higher. So then there's another one who the hairline thickens,
Yeah.
alopecia comes in. There is no hair. There is no pubic hair at all. Nothing. She becomes like
I
a
want
child.
that one. Me, I'm telling God what I want.
But you see, I've never taught you the function of the pubic hair. This one, if it disappears.
You said you should keep it short.
Yes. Now imagine it disappears. You become like this even here. I've seen women who it like hair. Any hair thing comes out. Even this. It's messy.
Okay.
So it can be that maybe you're seated there. Imagine a husband. You are with your wife. She had hair. Then one day you wake up. You will think she
And there's no hair.
She's crazy.
Waxing.
But how do you remove everything? So that's another one. Then there are women who experience low libido, vaginal dryness, complete.
That's where slimy.
The slime girl.
Slime
They have vagina oil.
Come
That's where
in.
they come in. Yes, there are women who tell you, I have no libido. This is the explanation. The estrogen has gone down, the testosterone has come up. So this is a man.
That's the same.
Living in a
That's
woman's
why
body.
the beards are coming as well.
Yes, this is a man living in a woman's body. Imagine how confused that is. So how can this man desire another man? It's not possible.
It's not possible.
So the diminishing of estrogen is the one of the causes of the low
Libido.
and vaginal dryness. There are those who get completely vaginal dryness. Then others get even saliva and eyes become dry. Like they
nothing.
machozi na she's just a dry. Bones walk.
Be nice.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Where?
That is one. Then there's another woman who will get high.
This helps with vaginal dryness.
Yes,
and
this
libido.
is an internal lubricant. Like when you drink it,
You drink.
it will lubricate
You put
from
in your
inside.
tea.
Yes. and then happy vagina oil you apply
Yes.
so that it can wake up the nerves around. But I had no plans of making happy vagina oil a happy, like in that sense. When I was making happy vagina, I was looking for in UTIs and infections. But then the menthol in the happy V makes the nerves come out.
Okay.
So there's another woman who will get high libido, crazy, hook
Dear
over
Lord.
the roof. Dear God. This is when now you see these older women going for younger boys. And they want very rough
No,
sex.
that one I will not do,
So
God.
because they feel
Oh.
adrenaline is, wow, man, I want that one, that rough one.
Yeah.
So that is also something. And then the woman will ask herself, why am I feeling like this?
Yes.
And that is when some of them will even go to the gym and they want the boxing.
Oh, yeah.
Testosterone is high. They just want rough things,
Activity.
rough games, rough activities. And they wonder if you have a marriage partner who, like, of course, see now your man is also almost a similar age with you.
Yes.
Anashangaa, mbona
Who is
mgongi?
this?
Why are you not being rough?
Yes.
And all these things. So some women get frustrated, and that explains why you find some marriages breaking very late in their marriage,
Yes.
and they are not ever telling you where
Why?
the exact problem
Yes.
was. It's because there were miscommunication. Either she was too dry, no libido, no nothing, and the husband wanted, or she has too much high sex libido, and the husband
He's wondering.
That is when he's struggling with erectile dysfunction
Takum.
and premature ejaculation. So there are women who have, of course, the most, if not all, get gut problems,
Oh.
bloating. I'm sure there's a woman who's watching us and nodding because the bloating disturbs you.
Yeah.
I went through it. Before I learned the foods that were bloating me, the foods that were messing me up,
Yeah.
I had really struggled. So it's very important when you're going through menopause to take care of your gut.
Oh, yeah.
That is where the CMOS comes in. This is where the kombucha comes in. Hydrating. Always drink some water, some herbal teas. All these things, they will help you with balancing the gut bacteria. And women will ask me, how long should I take? I tell them, as long as you have the gut and you're going through the menopause, you can
Take kombucha.
You can take them. So most women will tell you, I have gut problems, including irritable bowel syndrome, which is caused by the depressive moods that are coming. Because the other symptom is mood swings.
What's
Can be
irritable bowel syndrome?
It manifests in different symptoms. There are people who, like from 2017, I went through irritable bowel syndrome, and it's because I was really, really stressed. It is it is like when my endocrine doctor explained in a very simple way and told me, it's like when the stomach is saying that you're stressed.
Oh.
You're stressed in the head, but
But
it's
the stomach that is
saying.
feeling it.
So for me, for 3 months, I could not poop, I could not fart, I could not remove any gas. I was like this. I was dark, I was tired, I was everything. Then there are those people who get now, anything they eat, it
comes
irritates them.
out.
So now that is the irritated
bowel.
Yes. So that is one thing that has really affected most women. Now the other symptom is heart palpitations. A woman is watching us will tell you that sometimes you feel your heart here.
Serious.
And you feel like, mpaka you hold your heart.
Yeah.
Like, is my heart
Am I
going down?
dying?
Why? Because there is low magnesium. So low magnesium is the mineral that calms you down. And women going through menopause, actually after I did a lot of research, I summarized how to manage menopause by just providing magnesium. So when magnesium is low, your heart will palpitate. Your blood pressure will go up. Your muscles, you'll have muscle pulls and muscle aches. You'll have back pains. Your nails will just start chipping off and all these things. So it is important for every person, including our children, to keep refilling our magnesium. And magnesium is minimal in our dietary food.
Oh, yes.
Very minimal. But God, in his gracious ways, he gave us two wonderful fruits. One is called the avocado. And the second one is called the cacao. So even when a woman is experiencing hot flashes, it's magnesium that is low. That is why when I give you this a tablespoon, zinaisha. I give you a piece of dark chocolate.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
hot
dark
flashes
chocolate
just
and
disappear.
cacao powder.
Because dark chocolate is made from the cacao. But avocado is also rich in magnesium.
Yeah.
Pumpkin seeds are rich in magnesium. Pumpkin seeds and also the leafy vegetables. But if you can be able to make friends with cacao and avocado, you will never regret.
You're
Like this one
good.
works instantly.
This is this the same as the cocoa we buy in supermarkets? Not the same,
Yes.
but can it be used the same way?
I really don't want to mess up anyone's business because I don't know how
Okay.
it's made.
No, it's not about the
I
making.
know that most of what is in the shop has added sugars.
Oh, yeah,
added
preservatives.
added additives.
No added sugar, no coloring, no preservatives in
And
this one.
most of them
So I can, instead of using that one,
Yes.
I can be using this in the same way.
Yes.
In my tea.
Yes. I actually want to dare someone.
Yeah.
If you have muscle cramps, if you have
Yeah.
hot flashes, you take this a tablespoon, 2-3 days, and it doesn't work, come back, I'll pay you back.
I don't have those things, but I want to go take.
So you'll just feel excited. Even that is how this one even boosts your libido. it
When you
makes you
mention
happy.
libido, you know I'm going with
Because
this
it's
one.
magnesium,
Yeah.
to make you calm
Happy
down.
and calm.
That's why you guys are given chocolate during Valentine's.
Yeah.
Because it will excite you. So cacao should be our best friend to the family.
Yes.
And we need to move away from some of these beverages that we value so much that I'll not mention, that are bringing to us diabetes.
Oh, yeah.
And we really don't want to think. But and you don't need sugar in this one. People ask me, how do I sweeten this one? Please don't sweeten this one.
You said
Because
no
now you're
honey.
breaking down the process of absorption of this magnesium yawa. You are slowing down.
So just this and hot water, I'm good.
Just put in hot water, kunywa and songa.
With avocado.
And add to your smoothie and all these things.
Ah.
Yes, so magnesium is a woman's best friend. Even if you check, I know that especially our viewers who are abroad, they will tell you that in maybe even locally here these days there are so many drugs being sold in the drugstores to help women with menopause. If they check pale kwa ingredients, of course, I'm sure magnesium is mentioned.
Is there.
And we have a variety of magnesiums. Remember, I have Epsom salt.
Oh,
which is
yeah,
magnesium
Epsom
sulfate.
salt, yeah.
Yeah, it's over there. Magnesium sulfate.
Yeah.
So magnesium sulfate, you absorb it through your skin. If you take it, you'll diarrhea.
Yeah.
You get so
Yes,
there are
so you
many
soak- that's why we
different
do the
types of
herbal.
magnesium. You choose when to take how.
Yes.
Okay, so this woman needs to be, of course, even spirulina also really helps. This one really, and maca. These three are very good
These ones are good for
for the
Menopausal
that
woman.
who is going through all these issues we are talking about.
Yeah.
Because this is a multivitamin. It is an algae.
Algae.
Algae. There are people who call it
Algae.
Algae.
The one in the sea.
Yes, it is a sister to CMOS.
Oh.
But this one, your eyes will see it as green, but if you look it deep down in the microscope, it's actually black in color.
Oh.
However, it is very rich in vitamins, very rich in all the multivitamins that you need. Because one of the other mineral that women suffer from is vitamin B12.
Yes.
And vitamin B, vitamin D. So this is a source of vitamin B12.
Oh, the kombucha.
Why these vitamins are important is because each helps this other one break this other one to absorb this other one. This is also very rich in iron, because you need iron. Remember all the blood you have lost along the way? You need to refill it.
You need to replace
Vitamin D. I know many women are struggling, and I wonder why we as Africans are lacking vitamin D when we have sun.
The sun.
Guess what? It's because we don't have enough magnesium to help us break down the vitamin D.
Oh. So you can't,
So
you
the next
don't
time
just
you have
need
a
vitamin
deficiency of
D
vitamin
alone.
D, please ask the person who is treating you to give you
Magnesium.
to work together closely with vitamin D. And we as Africans should not be looking for vitamin D when
Oh,
we have
yeah, every time,
We
yeah.
should not. However, someone explained and it made so much sense and said, like for example, corporates, you wake up in the morning,
Yes.
get into a building, which is
Yeah, 15th floor.
15th floor. You get to the office, work
Yes.
the whole day.
In the
Even your lunch
evening.
you carried.
Yes.
So in the evening you'll go past by the gym, go home. So you don't have access to sunlight.
Yes.
That is why you notice my offices are very
Yes.
If you want to work from here, if you want to work from wherever, it's up to you so that you can get vitamin D. So menopause, there are some women who come to me and tell me, I don't know what is happening. My breasts are aching. They are sore. Very sore. They become like a teenager. Seriously, when you remove the bra, it's just so painful. So that is also a symptom of what is happening. Why progesterone is trying to figure out, prolactin is trying to figure out, do we produce milk?
Yes, what's going on in this
what
body?
do we do?
Because I'm used to
you even have milk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because
I'm
used to when there is no periods is a baby.
Exactly.
Oh.
So then the biggest menace that every woman is facing, and especially faces after menopause, I included, is weight, imbalanced weight gain and weight loss. There's someone who lose weight and become like this. Then there's someone whose weight will be all over, anywhere, and they have not even eaten anything. And it comes here. And the logic, I want to now use logic. This part is the one that seems to be under attack. You know, your body is very smart. It seems to the brain that this is under attack. So then they say, let us build up fats around this area to prevent the other major organs from getting attacked like the way our uterus was attacked.
Don't.
So any kind of small fat is surrounding here to cover up and make sure that the other major organs are not attacked the same way that our uterus was attacked. So you need to train the brain to tell the body that it is not under attack. It is a natural thing.
It is okay.
When this is happening, is because you're fighting it.
Yes.
It's because you're saying there's something bad happening here. It's not bad.
Oh.
So be at peace with what is happening.
With whatever is happening.
Go to the mirror every morning, naked, touch that womb and tell it, thank you. You've been so kind to me all these years. You've given me periods, you've given me children, I've enjoyed sex, and it's time for you to retire. You are
It's okay.
It's okay. And I still love you. Yeah.
It's okay to imagine until someone knocks the door.
Well, make sure you lock the door before you do that. But it's something that we should be at peace with. The same way
accepting.
When you got pregnant, when you were looking forward to getting pregnant, and you got pregnant, even though there were so many problems, you enjoyed the pregnancy. So that should be the attitude. So if you realize your body has a lot of fights, you need to question what is the mind telling the body.
Yes.
So wait, there are also women now like me. I told you, you have lived with me for a while. You have noticed. Like now you notice my boobs are very small.
By the way,
I have 3 bra sizes. My boobs are
today,
small. Whenever they are small, my hips are big.
Oh yeah.
Whenever my hips are big, it's either hips this or hips this.
Yes.
Now I'm sharing this so that a woman who is going through what I'm talking about can
understand it's normal.
So there are days you wake up and your boobs are very big. Then the other day, because there is an imbalance.
There's nothing you've eaten.
No.
Nothing you've done.
So now that is when I become very conscious about what I eat. So I noticed whenever I eat estrogen-rich foods, my hips.
Yes.
Okay. So now I'll make sure around that time when my hips are big, I will reduce my intake of hibiscus tea. I'll take more of purple tea, indigenous tea. Whenever my breasts are big, I know that my estrogen is a bit low, and I'll actually feel it because my mood swings change. My moods change. When you're not in your estrogenic nature, you become angry, sad, all those things. So I've learned to catch myself. Like for example, I used to suffer with heart palpitations, and I was wondering why.
What is this?
Guess what I learned gives me heart palpitations? Simple sugars, rice, refined ugali, chapati. I quit chapati. I cannot. Immediately after I eat rice, white rice, I feel tired, I feel sleepy, I sweat, my heart palpitates, and I'm like, I just need to rest for 5 minutes. Whenever I take refined ugali, and if I take yakisiagi or wimbi,
you're okay.
So by the time I was learning that, I had really suffered. So I have had to be very aware of my diet. I've noted if I am under stress, I'll have hot flashes. I'll have muscle spasms.
If
I
you
will
are
have
under stress.
So until I solve that stress, if I am under stress, I will add excess belly fat. If I have not slept well, because even sleep is very important.
Yeah.
That's another symptom of menopause. There are women who,
They doze everywhere.
then there's another one who will never sleep, insomnia.
Hey, inakuja venye inataka.
Inakuja venye inataka. It's always two ways.
Yeah.
So there's one in church, everywhere they're just
sleeping.
It's not. It is your body just telling you, please kill me.
Yeah, don't judge.
Don't judge it. Then there's another one who will be awake forever and ever. Amen.
The sleep is gone.
That's why I created the. Every time if you came to my bedroom, the other day I was thinking, if someone comes to my bedroom and watches me an hour before I sleep.
I have a gift for your teen daughter. Sorry to interrupt the conversation. My name is Rawder Kidula, and I present to you this book for my beautiful teen girl. It's a gift challenging the teen girl to have godly values. It talks about many issues that they go through and inspires them to be better teens. See details on the screen of how you can get it. Thank you.
You think I'm a witch or something?
You have many
I have a bedding
concussions.
I have a bedding spray. I have some tea. Of course, my daughter knows where to place my tea. I have essential oils like 3 or 4. I have scented candles.
Yes.
I have
AC.
room freshener, natural one. And then I have a linen sprayer.
Yes.
Then I'll put a wax melt around there. Like my bedroom smells like.
Why?
Because that is the only way I can sweet talk sleep. I told you today I slept at 6.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So especially when you have there are days sleep just disappear. Then there are days you just want to sleep.
Yeah.
So you have to really take care. Like I've learned in the evening, most of the times I'll take either cloves with cocoa, cloves with cocoa, cardamom, and chamomile. That one helps me calm down.
Where?
I soak my feet in the Epsom salt with bicarbonate.
Isn't that too much?
It's not too much because you love you. Okay.
It's time to appreciate myself.
I see you and my children.
Yeah.
Sometimes Zai wants to talk to you and poking your eyes.
Yes, like last night.
Son, you have to sacrifice.
Yes, I put my laptop away and say, oh, you want us to play with the cars?
Why is it hard to sacrifice
for me?
When our husbands want anything or when we are serving the church, we would sacrifice anything.
Anything.
Why are we not doing it for ourselves? So that's why I said menopause is for you to be
for
told,
me
to be told, please, love you.
It's time for me to love me, yeah.
This thing of around that time when you're feeling moody and all these things, you dress down. Not you, like woman dresses down.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a woman who is dressed like you woke up in the morning and you felt like wearing that ugly dress?
Yes. Like I don't care.
Yeah, you don't. That one.
I don't care.
Hairstyle. Some hairstyles.
Like there's a time my daughter was telling me, you see this bonnet?
Yes.
She was telling me, hey, like you don't care. You just blame, and then you blame motherhood.
Yeah.
Motherhood.
No, it's not the motherhood.
Yeah.
So this is when now you change these moods by wearing bright colors, by changing your hairstyle, by being. You have to motivate the dopamine. Because the dopamine is not easily available for a menopausal woman. Unless if you are the opposite of the
one who doesn't,
Because it's either way. There are those who get angry and sad. Then there are those who are always happy without knowing why they are happy. They're just there. So cultivate the dopamine.
Yes.
Oxytocin. Hug someone. Chat with someone who is positive. Feed yourself with good stuff.
With good vibes.
Most women, when they are menopausal, they go to YouTube and look for all the saddest stories. Have you ever seen
and sad songs?
Yeah, and sad songs. And then they're watching
sad movies.
They're even crying on behalf of everyone. You know.
Yes, I get.
It's like your body. So it's you really need not fight it, but move away from the
negatives. Yeah.
Hairstyle, Jameni, let's change.
Yes.
Because again, around that time is when even your husband looks at you and says, "Hey, okay." You don't know how many husbands. So there's another one who came the other day to tell me, "Please, can I bring my wife?" You talk to her. She wears torn night dresses. Her underwears are bad. They are looking. It's not that I have refused to buy. They are bad. They are dirty. They are old. and they are
Don't
torn.
go to Caro. Tell us in the house.
They don't know how to tell you.
Ah.
They don't know how to tell you. Because again, this woman, there are some women during menopause who will experience urinary tract infections and yeast infections so frequently. Now, if for example, just an example,
Yeah.
a woman during that menopause got high blood pressure, and please, now this one is, I'm begging on behalf of the women and to again our medical professionals.
Yeah.
When the woman comes and she is around the age of menopause and you notice there is hypertension, there are signs of hypertension,
Yeah.
please don't rush to give them the medication, because most probably they are not fully blown hypertensive.
Yeah.
They're just going through these phases that we are talking about. So give her time, talk about her stress levels, talk about what is happening around her.
Yeah.
Because again, we all know that it is not, medication is what I tell you, that medication is like a castone.
Yes.
When you're driving, your car stops, you take a castone, you put, as you work on the car, and then when the car is okay, you put the stone aside
Away,
and
you
drive.
continue,
So
yeah.
the medication is not a lifetime thing. It should not be a lifetime thing. So my plea is, before you give the medication or you rule out and say you're hypertensive, please, it's a lifestyle disease.
Yeah.
Understand the age of that woman.
What is the
Understand
menopausal year?
Previously, we used to say 40, Agasijui what. I recently met someone who is at, first of all, I met the first one, I was in shock, is 18-year-old, but it's because she had another condition.
18-year-old.
She had another condition called MRKH, Mullerian agenesis. And, but recently I've met a 35, 34. Yeah.
Going through menopause.
But the reason is our foods.
So you've met a 35-year-old
Oh, yes.
who's going through menopause.
Yeah, so our ages have, it's the same thing. Previously, like for me, I started periods at 16. You started at?
Same,
These
16.
days, at a 6-year, I met a 6-year-old who had periods.
9-year-olds, yeah.
Our lifestyle has really changed.
Yeah.
Our foods, our things have really changed. So I don't know, maybe the medics can tell me what is the current, the updated data on the current age of expected menopause. But
Yeah.
it can come anytime, any day.
Way,
Kama Yesu.
like a thief.
Like,
Now, we have talked about the woman.
yes.
And after your explanation on what menopause is and this, the symptoms and the effects and how to manage, I'm thinking, is there a male version really?
Yes, there is.
What?
But it's not as intense as ours.
Oh, yeah.
Because again, men don't have as many
Because,
usable hormones,
Like-
usable reproductive hormones.
yes. And what, you said it's called?
Like andropause.
Andropause. What does that mean? The sperms are over.
You know, a man can give you a child until he dies.
So,
Even
what is andropause? What is
Methuselah would still have given a child.
No, answer me. So what is that big thing that
Just like it's big
needs a name?
And so a man has different hormones, but there's a hormone called adrenaline. Adrenaline. Even us, we have it.
We have a
And
dress.
theirs is on another level. That's why you see them driving Subaru.
Hey, I was on a race last month.
No. That's
Yes.
they want to do rough stuff.
Yes.
So men, mostly, actually, this is a story of how I learned about andropause. Some years back, when I was, God has a way of just training me. For me, He has trained me on the ground.
Yes.
He didn't give me the
You've
books
learned
to
on the
read.
job.
I've learned on the job. So my mom and my dad had a fight. My mom left her home and came. I was hiding her, but they both were behaving as like children. Because now my dad would call me and tell me, "Mommy, my mom is has disappeared from home." You know,
Yeah.
it sounds very better. It sounds better in Kikuyu.
Kikuyu. Your mom
has disappeared.
has disappeared from home.
And so he'll call and tell me how, of course, he at first he could not tell me why they had a disagreement. He tells me, like he will call in the morning to tell me what my mom has done.
Done.
Then my mom is in my house and she would vent about my dad the whole day.
Your mom has come to hide in your house.
Yes, and I can't tell my father.
Hey.
I'm hiding my mother.
But your father just knows
But and then no, he didn't know. Actually, he didn't know she was because he didn't believe his
little girl
would do that.
Mm-hmm.
But and at some point I watched them and I was like, this is not normal.
Mm-hmm.
This is not normal. And I prayed and I asked God, what is happening?
Going on, yeah.
Then my friend, Dr. Mwasia, he's a gynecologist, he's my very good friend. We happened to talk and I told him, the way my parents are behaving.
Yes, like children.
These are like children. And he laughed. And he told me, how old? He told me, it sounds like your mother is going through menopause and your father is going through andropause. And so, there's a clash.
Yes.
And indeed, I started doing my research. They were going through that, both of them. That is when I started doing my research so that I can help them. And because of research, I was able to reconcile them.
Wow.
So my mom, I explained to her what was happening, but in a very wise way,
yes.
in a simple way. And so, because when you're going through menopause and testosterone is high, automatically
you're the man.
You do not. So you have to really be approached in a very simple, sweet way.
Yeah.
Then my dad, I approached him with some nice estrogen, with a girl, and then somehow they just, and that is when I started understanding, there's a menopause for men.
For men.
So then I started now doing Carol, your health coach. And I started getting clients. There's actually a couple that had come from somewhere in Kiambu. The man is old. He lost his wife, then married this younger girl. And they came with all these issues. Then the husband told me he wants to tell me something. And we threw out the wife.
Yeah.
And he tells me, I think she's giving me poison in food. I eat.
Bas.
I'm sweating a sweat that comes
andropause.
from here to here. Then my heart beats. And I just feel angry. And I just want to sleep. So then I explained to him about andropause because he was literally going through it. For some men, they go through almost a similar thing to the women. The backaches, the sweating, the
hair.
But others, they don't have physical experience. They have emotional things.
Ooh.
Like a moment when they keep asking, Kwani, am I useless in this home?
Yeah.
And it's around that age when the boys are already
gone, making their own decisions.
Boys are coming back home with
yes, yeah.
He feels useless. Actually, men start complaining they're feeling useless. Why does he complain? Because the adrenogen, kwa Kikuyu it's called orume. Do you know what is orume?
In English or Kiswahili?
Like ushamba. I'm thinking in Kikuyu. The courage.
Uume. Uume, sindio? The manhood, not manhood.
Yes.
Manliness. Yes. You get it. Get it, please. Get it.
That one is physically
masculinity.
Yes,
not really.
Masculinity is too broad for us to
get
it to that level. Yeah? But that one, first of all, physically, it's declining.
Yeah.
He's not able to walk as fast as he used to do. Two, he cannot, he used to repair things in the house. He used to
lift things.
Now he can't. So he's feeling the adrenaline. Then three, when that adrenaline is gone, you start fearing. So even when the gate is cool, you're like, even when, like, you start, when you have less adrenaline, you have more fear.
Oh, yes.
So the men, now they are aging, and now their boys are now a reminder of them when they were younger.
And does the voice unbreak?
For some.
Because I've had people who are, now they're...
And then even the way they talk now, it's softer.
Yeah.
They are wiser. Now, they see their younger boys without knowing. They are now jealous of the younger boys. Because now this young man is loving the mother. Remember boys and their mothers.
Yes.
And he must be feeling so like, why is my wife not recognizing me and recognizing this man?
Yes.
To him, that time it's
a man, not my son.
4, he's sexually down. So he's wondering, if a man does not take care, around that time, he goes to look for a young girl to boost the adrenaline.
How? And they're sexually down?
Because he has money. So these young girls want money and he wants ego boosting.
Oh,
Why do these young girls go for the old men?
for money
That's it.
and diseases. You just keep going.
So the old man is looking to be reaffirmed, to be reminded. The ego is gone. So if a man is
So this young girl will come and praise.
yes, and praise you, and will never ask questions. And that is, that's what they call her. Call him
Daddy.
Daddy.
Oh.
But you
Where,
get-
so it's a dangerous phase for a man.
It's as dangerous as midlife crisis.
Oh, yeah.
Someday we'll
Yes.
talk about midlife crisis.
Yeah.
But it's only for a man who doesn't have a foundation, a solid masculine foundation.
And a support
Yes, and a
system.
support system, and also a man who is not willing to be corrected or to be told when he's going astray.
Yeah.
And a wise man will always be and why you would never want your wife close around, like, your wife knows you so well.
Oh, yeah.
So she'll tell you, wacha ujinga.
Yeah.
She'll tell you outright.
Yes.
So most people, if you don't have the solid foundation, if you didn't make even good friendships, remember around that time, most men are old now, everyone is their house,
Yes.
or some died. So you are left there, you are lonely. It's actually very lonely
Yes.
around that time. And so it's like that season where the adrenaline just disappears.
Disappears.
Yes, but a man will always carry healthy sperms.
Till
Maybe
death.
they're slow, maybe they are fewer, but he can give a child even when he's 125.
That is why ours has to stop. Because it would be chaotic.
Yeah, clearly. Imagine
It would be
you are
chaotic.
old. Yes.
There's no way a healthy man can, like, the erection just stops because of age.
Age? No. Age has never stopped anyone. from
Sometimes I
any man
think
from
men
marriage.
have it easy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Even he agrees.
I think so.
Their only pain is when someone hits their testicles or they sit on them. That's their
Why
only.
would they can't sit on them
No, me have ever seen on Facebook men saying you don't know how it feels.
to sit on
Who told you to sit on them? Us, we don't choose cramps,
Why did they
labor
sit on
pain,
them?
menopause.
Yeah, that's the gift of a woman. A woman is a creator.
Yeah,
That is
and it comes with its
comes
own,
with
yeah.
its own fair share of challenges.
So there is actually nothing for men.
There is. You refill.
You
Their
refill.
Because they'll have the back pains. They'll have,
Oh,
they'll
yeah.
have the hot flashes. They'll have the mood swings. They'll
So
have
they
all these
take
things.
the
You have to
magnesium.
fill the calcium, the magnesium,
Yeah.
the iron. Just, it's aging gracefully. Actually, let's just say this is an investment for aging gracefully.
Aging gracefully. And I don't need to wait until I am at
No,
that
you
point.
don't have
I
to
start
wait.
taking this cacao
Yes,
now.
International Women's Day 2025 on
Yeah.
8th of March. I'll be hosting senior citizens at Healing Rain.
Oh,
Yes, all the women.
this is actually because this is the last Monday of February.
Yes, so next week.
So next week.
Yeah, next week on 8th at Healing Rain. Come, let's rejuvenate with them.
Call this number, contact this number if you have someone who is, how old is?
We don't want to limit, let's say, women. Of course, we want to celebrate the senior citizens.
Yeah.
But any woman it is open
Open for
the
all women,
Yes,
yeah.
There's a poster you can
Yeah, I can share.
But there's a time in this life. I was telling someone yesterday. There's a time in life when it gets like right now you are busy up and down looking at your
Yeah.
children. Da, da, da. It gets to a point when you have to stop and realize what is important.
Yes.
And you start investing in
you, yeah.
so you can age gracefully. A very simple scenario I've seen, which I pray that this platform will help me reach out to some young people like us, is how people think that aging comes with a disease.
Yeah. You know, so
Aging
there are
should
times I've seen maybe my grandmother, my parents, and they're not feeling well. Then someone says, no, it's just old age. Someone is not, you're not supposed to
Aging.
normalize
Yes.
being sick in our old age.
Yes, and in our central region, which is very sad,
Yeah.
people think that when you get to a certain age, you must have diabetes,
Yeah.
hypertension,
High blood pressure.
They actually wait
It's
for it.
pressure.
They
It's
actually wait for it. And if you are in a women or a men congregation and
Yeah.
you're not swallowing that medicine, you are out of this out of
of their clique.
their clique. It is very
Us
sad.
here, we are sick.
So why don't we start now, Rhoda? You are caring for your children. Jemo is caring for his children. I
You
am
are caring for
my
your child,
children,
yeah?
right? The same care we are giving to our children.
Yeah.
Why are we not giving to ourselves?
That's why you've started going to the gym.
Hey, my friends. Hey,
She
let
came
me
here
don't
like
even
this.
talk. Because
She can't walk.
I cannot walk. The legs day. You know the legs day.
That is investing in you.
Yes, you have to invest in you. Most of the things that we call diseases at old age are lifestyle issues that were caused by our in again, I'm thinking in Kikuyu. In Kikuyu we say okoro oreyaga onini.
Translator.
Please help translate that.
Okoria.
When whatever
you sow, you reap.
whatever you saw when you were younger
Yeah.
is what
You reap
you
when
reap
you're
when you are
older. Ah.
So you do not you give out some calcium. You've given out calcium. You've
and
given out
iron.
calcium and iron. Why don't you refill it now instead of waiting for you to have
Old
low
age.
immunity
Yeah.
at 60?
And then I start taking
And then you
the
start
supplements.
taking supplements and what? Why don't we start now?
Now.
When we are going home to visit our parents, what do we carry in those bags?
Sugar. Rice. Cooking oil. Margarine. Bread. Salt. You always add salt to make the shopping heavier. I'm giving you tricks.
The day God called me
Tea leaves.
out on that.
Juice.
Juice.
Yeah.
Juice for what?
See, they just drink in their home.
Okay, so we take those. Then what we come with?
We come with chicken. My mom,
Live chicken,
no,
was it?
no. For me, my mom has to like.
Kienyeji.
Yes, chicken, veggies, potatoes, Irish potatoes and sweet potatoes, nduma, ground nuts, bananas.
This woman who gave you her all, give you her calcium, give you her magnesium, raised you with all these things. You all take this nonsense you take to her, and then you carry the most important things from her.
Those are the vegetables. She mixes very well. This and this and this, and cooks for you. Boils, nothing else. You just boil.
So this woman is still giving you.
Yeah.
And you are taking all the nonsense and taking to her.
And then we will rush them to hospital.
And then after that, when they call the next minute, how much do you need? Which hospital are you at? Really?
Now, let me give you my greatest challenge.
Yes.
Is my grandmother.
Yes.
My grandmother is 90, turning 94 this year. She takes sugar, she's okay.
You know why? She invested when she was young. Ask her what she ate when she was young.
Okay.
That sugar came when your grandmother must have been even older than you.
Yes, yeah.
So she started taking that sugar as an adult. Now, us, we want to
You started
give our
leaking
Zai.
when, yeah.
We want to give our
Zai leaks, like,
the sugar from that moment, and then we expect him to be 90, to be as strong at 94 like your grandmother.
oh, I get it. You know, I've been telling myself, Nyanya takes chocolate and she's okay. So she invested.
When she was young. That is how they were able to give birth to 11 children, home delivery, and go to Shamba and
continue.
But if they did,
And go to the river.
And
go
someone
to
was
the
coming
river.
from the river and comes back with a baby.
Yeah.
And life was just continuing.
And the next day they are in the farm.
Yes. And then
Us, we have
us,
even
need-
washing machine, but
Yes. God called me
we are tired.
out of that thing, and I hope and I pray that I can speak to someone.
What
That the
if
next time you are going home, you think about what you're putting in that shopping bag. Please.
but they feel more appreciated when you take these
No,
things?
they don't.
Eh.
They think you
They say,
you
oh,
think
they have brought us sugar.
You think they do. But why do they give you back the healthy ones? If you teach them, if you taught your grandmother about the dark chocolate, if she loves chocolate, take
Yeah,
her the
dark chocolate,
She will-
yeah.
I'm sure she'll drink it. So the next is
Yes.
take that 500 shillings, buy the dark chocolate, take to your mom.
Yeah.
Explain to her what it is and help her. And
Ah.
she will appreciate it. So I think I've ever told you that.
Yes.
If I'm ever visiting your home,
Yes.
don't expect me to come with things I don't use.
Yeah, you told me
And if you're
that.
coming to my house, please don't bring things that you don't.
Take for her fruits. Very safe.
It's the same thing. We go to the hospital, we take things. Just let's be conscious. Let's be awake. And so the next time you are visiting,
I will try.
You are visiting,
Yeah. But I can't carry ngwashe from Nairobi to the village.
now look, see what you can take. I've just taught you something.
I'll just take
I've
all
just taught you
this.
something. You don't have to even buy from R&B. If you find somewhere you can buy something.
But then she's been
good.
asking for cashew nuts.
Yes, buy her. And also introduce something else.
Yeah.
The day I introduced this kombucha, you know, my mom now has my mom cannot stay. And any guest, the other day I was home and the parish priest was there and told me, hey, we have just passed by your mom's home. She has given us something that is smelling like Moratina, but it's so good for us. We have some more.
My daughter.
So my mom will call anyone from the road. Come and drink this thing. Because she's proud of it.
Wow. My daughter told me the other day, you smell like alcohol. What have you been drinking? Then I said, it's kombucha. By the way, she was like, nini umekunywa? I was like, it's kombucha.
Yeah, and that now will be translated back. And you know, what you give is what will be given back to you. What you show your children is what... the other day, I was having... I was home. I was just resting. And I told Precious, make something for me. She went and made something, and then when she brought it to my bedroom, I looked at her and I smelled and I told her, you remember the years you thought I was being mean by not giving you
Yes.
those yummy things? See, now you're 17 and I'll send you to that kitchen.
Yes.
I actually I think at beginning of January when I was going for a retreat, I gave her shopping money. I'm speaking in whispers. I don't want her to hear this.
She's not hearing.
I gave her shopping money because I wanted to see what she will buy.
Yeah.
She bought healthy stuff. And
Wow. Nice.
So it pays.
It pays.
If in your old age you want your children to bring you those good things.
Yeah.
Start
Give them
investing
now.
with your mother, and then
Yeah, they will see what you take to your mother. We have to end this.
Yes.
Any questions on menopause? If you are not understanding what's happening in your body, you can reach out to this number. Book an appointment with Carol.
Before you finish, let me answer a question.
Uh-huh.
There is a woman here who is wondering, is there like the way we check BP, the way we check
Yes.
diabetes, is there like a machine that checks?
We can check whether we are...
No. But you need to have someone who will sit down with you and then understand and then help you through what you have shared.
Oh, yeah.
Because remember, you know your body better than I do.
Yes.
And I see people going to look for healing in a hospital. Doctors don't heal.
Oh,
Healing is not in a hospital.
yeah.
Healing is within you.
Myself.
So when you go to the doctor, explain to them and also have time with them and help them understand your body.
Yeah.
And then keep yourself informed.
Yes.
These smartphones, we are busy using them for all these things. So there is no machine. There is no measure like how menopausal are you.
Yes.
No,
How far are you?
How far are you? No, it's not true. There is nothing like that. And I always, I'm really making a plea. I know people would want to come and book an appointment with me. As we speak, Rhoda, I am booked until May.
May. Yeah, we'll
But
book
I
in
have
June.
professionals.
Oh,
I
yes.
have Dr. Joanne.
Yes.
I have Eda. I have Bella. I have quite a number of professionals. Please, people accept to see them.
Please accept to see
Because
them.
otherwise we'll wait until...
You don't have to get this from Carol's hand.
Yes.
In fact, we forgot to start by saying we are now in Eldoret.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, we are now in Eldoret. So you don't actually need to come. You can go to Eldoret, ask your questions, get your
Everyone in our shop, you have
Yeah.
gone to our graduation.
Yes.
They have gone through school.
school. They have been trained by Carol herself. So go get from the branch near you. Check the first comment of this video as well to get all the contacts that you need. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure.
Menopause, here we come.
it feels
So we can be excited about
You
menopause.
should be excited. You should be.
I am.
I told you you go to the mirror and tell the womb, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
It's your friend.
We will go.
Menopause is a gift to women. 365 days with sex.
Not just sex.
Good sex.
Without tension or thinking
And you have
after.
slimy girl to help you,
Ah.
and lubricant, and happy vagina, and all these things. You are good to go.
Ladies, let's celebrate menopause. Men, I still don't believe I still don't believe in andropause, but
It comes later, of course, past 570.
70.
Yeah. Mostly when men are around that age, we are going through menopause. they're struggling with midlife crisis or something else.
Bye.
God's grace.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Remember, every last Monday of the month, we have Carol, your health coach, and we'd like to know what you want us to talk about. So make the comment section as busy as possible. Thank you, Carol.
Karibu sana.
Tumalize hii kombucha. Bye.
Yes.